What is up, my ninjas? Yes, I am here. Yes, I am running late. No, I am not at home. However, I didn't want to be late today. So I just went live on my phone. I'm getting in my car right now. I will be home in a matter of 3 minutes or so. Just had to get my wife the better half something to drink on my way home from work. Excited for this live, and it says this subject really hits home for me. Me too, me too. And there seems to be you want to come over and join me on panel, Amy? You can be my special guest. How about that? But this subject hits close to home for me too. I uh, I dealt with this for a long time in my childhood until I made it stop. What's up, Joycey? What's up, Jersey? How are you tonight, sweetheart? I still have to. I'm on my way home now. I'm just a couple blocks away. All right, sweet. You grab your headset, and by the time you get that and all that shit, I should be home, and I'll pull you up on the laptop. I'll pull this up on the laptop, switch it over to that, and then I'll send you a link. Sweet. What's up, Char? What's up, Char, buddy? How are you tonight? I hope you're good. How was your day today? I hope it was great. I really freaking do. I really freaking do. So let's talk about some shit first before we get going tonight. So I think I've got a pretty good presentation, well, report, whatever the hell you want to call it, lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Full of valuable information, I think. I want to emphasize the cyberbullying shit that's going down. Like, there's so much of it going on lately, dude. I can't take it anymore, man. It's fucking, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, well, it is always great to have you here, Batty, for sure. I just pulled up to my house. Let me grab a couple things out of my car. I'll come back out and get that in a little bit. I do have to say, Amy, I like the name change. It supports both countries, and that's amazing. That's awesome. To the 8 people that is watching from the rest stop, welcome to GQ2K. This is the Get to Know channel where you get to know because, well, that's our fucking right. How you like that shit? All right. I just walked in my door. I'm going to give this to the whiff. Here you go. All right. Firing up the old laptop. The old Shiva here. Oops, wrong one. Ah! Something went wrong. Try again. What are you talking about, jackass? Raider Rich, what's going on, bro? Yeah, I know it will, and I know it has been, Rich. I know it's been going on for years, and will continue. But if we don't talk about it, I don't know. It just needs to be talked about. Something needs to be, something. We just need to put our heads together and figure out what we can do about it. Besides getting thick skin. Pow! Did you see that right in your fucking face? Face. All right. This link is for Amy. She's going to be a special guest for a little while up here with me, as this topic hits close to home for her. Raider Rich, you're always welcome to come up. You know that. Um, everybody is, I guess. You know what I mean? For the most part. And then once this live stream's over, I will be going live and having a let loose and cut, a stream where we can talk about whatever we want. But I really want to get this in here tonight. Oh, Amy, I can't ever be safe. Come on now. Excited for this live. This subject really hits home for me. I think this subject really hits home for a lot of people, man. Hey, Jersey, yeah, I will come up. I just got to grab a different headset. That's right. Doing good. Hope you and the wifey are well. We are well. Charbatty's in the house. Give it up. Show some love for Charbatty. Aussie American Amy is a sweetheart. She is here. Charbatty. Later, Rich. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of people that no longer have wrenches in here. There are some that didn't lose their wrenches at all, and there are some that did. I had to do some house cleaning on it, so I will be adding wrenches as we go along at some point in time, but I'm down to 6 managing moderators and like 9 regular moderators, I think, after this last fiasco that happened with people wanting to ban people in my shit. Yeah, I can't do that shit anymore.
You're sitting there wondering why they're not coming over.
Yeah. But just to let you know, whoever this fucking rogue mod is, it's only a matter of time before I get you pinned down. And when that happens, I'm going to step on your fucking neck. Just let that be known. I give people wrenches that I trust, and you want to play games with my shit, well, I'll play games right back and step on your fucking neck. The thing beside the bullying, etc., is the shit we see over the years. We've seen over the years, such as doxing people's personal info and the stalking. The fam photos, their kids' photos, they find out where they work. Shaking my head. Yep, you're right, Rich. And I throw that all into the category of bullying. Is what I do. Is what I'm doing. I'm throwing that all into the category of bullying. Yep, you're right. That is awful. And it is sad and pathetic. You're right, Charbatty. Sad and pathetic. It is. It's fucking ridiculously pathetic. 100% facts. That's right, Charbatty. All right. Let me do this now. You coming up, Amy? Did I put the link out there? Did I not put the link out there?
I get messages and people tell me, yo, my husband or my wife passed away. My husband had cancer, my wife had cancer.
I did? Okay. You don't have to yell at me, Jersey. You either, Charbatty. You guys are a bunch of yellers. I'm just kidding.
Even still, like, I don't think it should be taken. If they were to say, yo,
clipboard.
Let's go down. Right. And then if they said no, just
all right.
We can go 3 days, then 4 days, 3 days, and 4 days, or whatever would be best for the kids. Right? That's what I would say. I wouldn't say give her full custody. I wouldn't say give me full custody. I wouldn't say.
Oh, there she is. I didn't hear no damn boop.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Amy? So how are you tonight? Well, how are you this afternoon, sweetheart?
I'm all right.
Oh my gosh.
What happened?
My bad. I got fat fingers or something and just hit the slider button and I'm still on add to stage. So,
Quit bullying me.
I know, right? Fuck, asshole G2K, man. You know, you say that too loud, people are gonna catch on to that and start using that against me. Look at G2K bullying that girl with only one leg. What a fucking asshole. You know?
Right?
I mean, come on now. I mean, I got one nut. Does that count? Like, I mean, it's got to balance out there somehow, right?
I mean, it counts for something, I guess.
Well, you know, in fairness and equality, you're missing an appendage. I could consider it an appendage.
And one is way more impactful, though.
Well, to be fair, we both know what it's like to have leg, but both of us don't know what it's like to have balls.
Yeah, but you don't know what it's like to not have a leg.
Well, yeah, but you don't know what it's like to not have balls at all. So, I mean, you know.
That's very, very true. Very true.
So there you go. Anyway, so this is Awareness Monday. This is the cyberbullying awareness stream. And you caught my attention from the very beginning when you left your comment. So if you wouldn't mind, like, how does this end? Have you obviously dealt with bullying?
Yes. For those that don't know, I have ADHD. I was diagnosed as a kid. I was like, I don't know, 8, something like that, 8 or 9. And the doctor told my mom that I had it worse than most little boys my age, whatever the fuck that means. I was only ever told that it was a learning disability, and you know, that was it. That was all the explaining that was done. I'm still in my mid-30s learning how this has affected my life, and who I am as a person. And I'm also discovering that I may also be autistic. So all this to say that I'm not a typical person. I'm kind of weird. Especially as a kid. I've learned to quote unquote mask as I've gotten older. So I seem less weird unless I let it show, which I am doing more and more these days. But yeah, as a kid, I was definitely odd and got picked on a lot for various things. So yeah, this subject is very close to home for me. Basically, my friends growing up were the outcasts. You know, the gay kids, the geeks,
I don't know what to say. Were you gonna get some pictures of it?
I did. It's on its way. See, I was a band geek, like, you know what I mean, and I've dealt with this shit myself, and at the same time I was dealing with that, I was dealing with being molested, and
right,
you know,
same.
You know, it's just fucked up. And
yeah.
Did you ever go as far as like, how far did the bullying go for you?
It was never physical. I had a few people try to get me to fight them, but I've never been like, I know how to, like, if I absolutely needed to defend myself, I can, because my brother taught me. Right. But like, I prefer not to. So like, people can push me or whatever. My older sister even spit in my face once. And unless I feel like my life is threatened or I feel like I have to get you off of me, I'm not gonna fight you. I don't want to. That's not me. So yeah, I've never really been physical with anyone. But like, I mean, it was like years and years and years of torment. Like, one of the things that I got bullied for, I will never forget this shit, obviously, because I got tormented for years. I was in elementary school, like 3rd or 4th grade. And we were out on the playground one day, and I really had to go to the bathroom. And so I went up to the teacher and I was like, hey, can I go into the building? Because I have to go pee. And the teacher was like, no, you can wait until we all go back in. And she told me to go play and just like take my mind off of it or whatever. So I went to go play on the playground, and this kid like popped out like behind me and literally scared the piss out of me. And I got bullied for years for peeing my pants on the playground. Like for years, like well into middle school. It was awful.
Sounds like it. Kids can be horrible, and they don't care. You know, like I've always had this theory. Okay, when it comes to kids who bully kids, other kids and shit. Like my theory behind that is like when kids are bullies, it's probably because their parents were bullies and they support that kind of shit.
Right. That
You know
or
what I
they
mean?
have something going on at home, and like this is the
Yeah.
only place where they feel like they have power.
Yes, exactly. So me, like I said, I was being sexually abused when I was a kid, and the bullying started as basically my grandma was a bully to me. So I guess that's where like my bullying story starts, is like with my grandma, and it progresses from there. I've been in so many fist fights with people I can't count them. I've got my ass whooped more times than I've won. It got to the point for me that the first time I tried committing suicide, I was 9 years old. Guess it's a good thing I don't know. Guess it's a good thing I don't know how to tie knots, because the knot came undone, the rope. You know what I mean? So it didn't work.
I'm glad you're still here.
Fuck, me too. Me too. Me too. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? And that's just one of 3 failed attempts of suicide, man. Like
Yeah.
I just kids can be horrible. Life can be so bad, but I haven't tried doing it again since I was 16 years old. And I mean, it's horrible. The effects, and that's what people don't get when it comes to being bullied and sexual abuse. You never know exactly what kind of damage and effect.
They're like bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know what kind of damage and effect it's going to have on you.
Yep.
Like I'm still finding out shit that I'm going through from shit that happened to me 30 plus years ago. I'm 40 fucking 5 years old, and it still affects me now to this day.
Yep. The old saying, sticks and stones, that's always bugged the shit out of me, because I'm sorry, words can leave wounds that last for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% correct. Like I used to think about it quite often, like how would my life be different if all this shit didn't happen to me, or all this shit that happened to me didn't happen to me. I always, but I don't do that anymore.
Right.
Like the things that happened to me made me the person I am today, to do what I'm doing today. And that's all that matters. I'm here.
Yep.
I'm doing something about it. I'm bettering myself, and I'm hopefully helping people along the way. So that's why I don't know. This is a touchy subject, but I got to pull a couple more things up here on my phone, because I'm a jackass and didn't save it right. So
Yeah, no, do your thing.
So, okay, back here. We're gonna talk about some prevention tips, some stories of kids who have been bullied and who are no longer here because of it.
Is that really a tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like you have a tattoo.
Oh, I just about died. I
was about to die too. I hope
It
not.
almost looked like it. I was like,
So, yeah, we
thank the Lord.
there'll be some information in this presentation with contact numbers that you can reach out to, outreach programs, and different shit like that for anybody who is dealing with this and whatnot. So Bullying is a pervasive issue that affects individuals of all ages, genders, and backgrounds. It manifests in various forms, including physical, verbal, social, and cyberbullying. This presentation aims to provide a detailed overview of bullying, supported by facts and statistics to raise awareness and educate the public on this crucial issue. Bullying doesn't see a color of a skin. It doesn't see a gender. It's everything blind except for to hatred. That's the only thing you see is hatred, I think. So just because you're a female doesn't mean you're immune to being bullied. Just because you're a male doesn't mean you're immune, or like it affects everybody. Can become a victim of being bullied. Really can. Raider Rich says, I was an outcast, had a learning problem, speech problem. I was bullied, made fun of, teased till I was like 15. Want to come up and talk about it, Rich? Come on, man. We can talk about it. Prevalence of bullying. Bullying is a widespread problem in schools and online spaces. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, about 19.2% of students aged 12 to 18 reported being bullied at school during the 2021-2022 school year. This is a decrease from previous years, including some progress in anti-bullying efforts. However, bullying remains a significant concern, with many students experiencing repeated victimization. Which is me. There was these two kids that bullied me like on a daily basis. On a daily basis for years. And then like I got my bullying to stop because I finally had enough. And when I walked into 10th grade, I said, you know what? I will die before you guys fucking do this to me again. And I fought back with everything I had, and I just didn't stand for it anymore. Because I'm not a person who likes violence. I'm really not. I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I will now break your fucking face.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would rather be loving and caring and all that than to be not. Dude, it hurts. I don't like being hit. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
there's some weirdos out there. There's some weirdos out there that really like to be hit. I'm not one of those. Lost my place. Oh, I went way too far. Okay. Cyberbullying statistics. Cyberbullying is a growing concern with the increased use of digital platforms. A 2023 survey by the Cyberbullying Research Center found that approximately 55% of middle and high school students reported experiencing cyberbullying at some point in their lives.
I bet.
Holy shit. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah, it's taking the meanness of going through puberty, because like I'm sure you remember how mean kids were at that age.
Oh yeah.
And combining that with being able to be anonymous on the internet.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, they're gonna be mean as hell.
Yep. That is true. About 27% of these students experienced cyberbullying in the most recent 30 days. 27% experienced this within the 30 days of the study done.
Wow.
Cyberbullying can be particularly damaging due to its pervasive nature and the anonymity it affords perpetrators.
Exactly.
You can be anybody you want online without any repercussions for the most part.
Oh, absolutely, Snark and Sass. There are plenty of adults out here that are like stunted mentally as a teenager, and they're like perpetual mean girls. It's insane.
It is insane. It's ridiculous. And yes, it carries over in like I think I know more adult bullies than I knew bullies when I was growing up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like for real, there's so many. They're ruthless and they don't give a shit.
Some people get more and more jaded as they age and they become more cold and harsh. Unfortunately.
This next section we're going to discuss, I'm throwing a trigger warning out there right now for everybody. It's not easy to hear, but it's got to be said. Bullying and suicide. The link between bullying and suicide is alarming. Suicide is the third leading cause of death among young people, resulting in about 4,400 deaths per year in the United States alone. Victims of bullying are between 2 and 9 times more likely to consider suicide than non-victims. A study in Britain found that at least half of suicides among young people are related to bullying. The emotional and psychological toll of bullying can lead to severe mental health issues, which I got some, including depression, check, anxiety, check, which are significant risk factors for suicide. Here's a few stories, little short ones, about some that are no longer here. Samantha was a 10-year-old girl who faced bullying from a male classmate. The bullying started with verbal abuse and escalated to physical violence. Samantha's self-esteem and overall health were severely impacted. She missed 30 days of school due to the bullying. With the help of the Boston Children's Hospital Bullying and Cyberbullying Prevention and Advocacy Collaborative, the BACPAC, Samantha learned skills to combat bullying and promote self-empowerment. So she's still here. That's good. Caroline was a happy and outgoing child in elementary school, but things changed when she started secondary school. She was bullied for her appearance and faced ruthless teasing and physical abuse. The bullying led to severe emotional distress, and Caroline's grades dropped significantly. Despite challenges, Caroline found strength and resilience, eventually overcoming the bullying.
Dude, I cried and begged my parents to homeschool me for years.
Yeah. I didn't tell my parents about it. I didn't tell my parents a lot. There was too many other things going on around that time.
Right.
You know.
I went home crying a lot.
Yeah. I just don't see how people can do that shit, man. Like my son was getting bullied when he's in kindergarten, right? And I put a stop to that shit real quick. And what I did is I literally got in line with him one morning as he was getting on the bus, and I continued to follow him all the way on the bus until he got in his seat. The bus driver looked at me and she's like, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Yes, you can be quiet and let me say something." And I took over the bus and I straight up said, and I said, "I don't know who it is, and I don't care which one of you kids it is, but I'm telling you right now that if my kid comes home and tells me one more time that you guys are picking on him, I'm going to follow you home and I'm going to punch your fucking mom and dad in the mouth." They stopped. They stopped. They stopped bullying him.
Wow.
And I meant that. I meant that shit, because you can't punch a kindergartner or fucking fifth grader in the face. You know what I mean? But I can. Right. I can your parents, and I'm willing to go to jail for that shit. Understanding bullying. Bullying involves unwanted aggressive behavior that includes a real or perceived power imbalance. It can be physical, verbal, emotional, social, or cyberbullying. Prevention strategies. Oh, wait. I skipped the part. Hang on. I had more of this. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm a jackass and didn't save some of it, I guess. Anyway. Okay. They're bullying and suicide. Okay. Reasons for bullying. Understanding why people bully is crucial for prevention. Common reasons include insecurity. Bullies often have low self-esteem and bully others to feel superior. Facts. Desire for control. Bullying can be a way to exert power over others. Facts. Past trauma. Individuals who have experienced trauma may bully others as a coping mechanism. I don't know if I agree with that or not, because
Well, I mean, it's possible, but not everybody with trauma does that. Like,
Yeah.
there are people who use their trauma to try and better themselves in some way, and then there are people that use their trauma and weaponize it.
yes, absolutely, absolutely, and I can't stand those kind of people.
Mm-mm.
Like I would
No,
never,
me either.
I would never use my trauma to attack somebody with and say that's the reason why I did it is because I'm traumatized.
Mm-mm.
No, it doesn't work like
No.
that.
No.
I was traumatized. I know what it's like to be traumatized. I'm not gonna use that to go and cause somebody else that exact same pain that I felt.
Exactly.
Not happening. Social status. This is the biggest reason why I was bullied. I was that kid whose shoes were duct taped in wintertime. You know what I mean? Like I had hand-me-down clothes.
Mhm.
My parents didn't have much money. It's just the way it was. You know what I mean? And I
Right.
literally got bullied because I didn't have the coolest clothes and I didn't have
Yep.
the best, all that. Fuck all that shit, man.
Yep. I went through that too. I lived in my grandparents' house, because my grandmother got sick and we moved in to take care of my grandpa and they both died. And anyway, I grew up in my grandparents' house, and so I was living in a area where I wouldn't otherwise be living, like economically. So like I was going to school with like a bunch of rich kids basically, who were like decked out in like Abercrombie and Fitch and stuff, like head to toe.
Lucky Brand, and No Fear gear, and
Right.
yeah,
And like
Polo.
I was wearing like Walmart knockoff shit, and like
Yeah, I was wearing Mikey's, not Nikes. I was wearing Mikey's. You know, Abibas, not Adidas, Abibas. You know?
yeah, my shoes had like 4 stripes instead of 3, and
Yeah, mine had a 1.5 stripes on it. You know what I mean? Looked like a divide symbol almost. You know, but yeah, and I just took my power back. I did, and I've held on to it ever since then because I won't. To this day, I don't give a fuck. I don't get intimidated by people. I don't get scared by people. I don't let people push me. Like, you want to fucking come at me? You better come at me with all you got, because I'm telling you what, I'm more resilient than herpes. Period. You know what I mean?
Yep, I hear that.
Social status. Bullying can be a way to gain social status or fit into a group. It can also be a cause of bullying, just like we just talked about. The clothes you wear, the clothes you don't have, what you got for Christmas, the kind of car your parents drive or don't drive. All of that shit. Lack of empathy. Some bullies lack empathy and do not understand the impact of their actions on others. I don't know about that one either. Case study. The tragic story of Phoebe Prince. Phoebe Prince was a 15-year-old girl who moved from Ireland to the United States. She faced relentless bullying at her new school, both in person and online. The bullying included verbal abuse, physical threats, and cyberbullying through social media. Despite her family's efforts to intervene, the bullying continued. Tragically, Phoebe took her own life in January 2010. Her case brought national attention to the severe consequences of bullying and led to changes in anti-bullying laws and policies in Massachusetts. 15 years old, gone forever, because somebody wanted to be a jerk.
And see, and that's another reason why I hate that expression, the sticks and stones thing, because it's not fucking true. Like, people are out here taking their lives because of words. Like, your words have an impact. They do. And we've got to start teaching our kids that shit, that your words have an impact.
Yeah.
What you say matters.
Yeah. Just because they don't physically hurt you, they still fucking hurt. Sometimes they hurt worse than a broken bone.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what it's like for me to be called a fucking, like, what it's like for me to be called a trafficker? A child trafficker?
Mm.
A pedophile? You know, that fucking shit tears me apart, dude. Like, that's what I fight. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here doing is I'm fighting against that shit, man. And you guys want, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man.
That's exactly why they're doing it, though.
Yeah. But, you know, like, I won't show that shit like most people do on here, and you know, I mean, I do have my moments. Don't get me wrong, I do have my moments. I had one yesterday, you know, and like I'm sick of it. And if you want to come at me, you better come with your A game.
It's fucking hard to hold your tongue when somebody comes at you. It really is.
Yeah, it is. It really fucking is. It really fucking is. And I proved that yesterday. Long-term effects of bullying. Bullying has long-term effects that extend well into adulthood. Victims of bullying are at increased risk of mental health issues such as depression, check, anxiety, check, low self-esteem, check,
Double check.
agoraphobia, check,
Check.
dissociative identity disorder, check. Like, it has all kinds of effect on you. Trust issues, relationship issues. It has all kinds of effects on people. It may also experience physical health problems, including headaches, check, sleep disturbances, insomnia, check, and chronic pain. Additionally, bullying can impact academic performance, check, leading to lower grades and decreased engagement in school. The emotional scars of bullying can persist for years, affecting relationships and overall quality of life. And it does. And it does. To more than just the person that was being bullied. Like, there's a trickle down effect from this shit that affects everybody that you engage yourself with in life afterwards. And people don't realize that, and they don't take that into consideration. They don't like, even these studies and shit don't look at it like that. Like, my parents
fundamentally changes you. It really does.
It really fucking does. It really does. Legal actions against bullying. All 50 states in the U.S. have anti-bullying laws that require schools to implement policies to address bullying, which they do a shitty fucking job of. Most kids that are being bullied, they don't want to say anything to a superior adult because they're afraid that they're going to be bullied even harder because of it.
Yeah.
Like I spoke out against one of my bullies, and I remember telling the teacher about it, and then about 20 minutes later, the principal came in, pulled me and my bully out of class, and took us to the principal's office. What the fuck do you think happened after school? I got jumped.
I was getting bullied by teachers.
Holy shit.
Yeah. The worst was in 8th grade. I had this teacher, and I'm a fucking dox you. I don't care, Mrs. Johnson, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, Mrs. Johnson, you fucking bitch.
She was fucking insane. Okay, first of all, like I told you guys before, I have ADHD, so I was in special ed classes. Okay.
Me too.
And this bitch, like, I had received a note in between classes, and like I had it just sitting in my desk all folded up because I'm a 90s kid, so like we had like our notes all folded up all fancy and shit. And like I had it folded up just sitting inside my desk. It was one of those like open to the front kind of desks where you could see inside.
Right.
Anyway, she walked by and she saw the note in there, and she literally flipped my desk over and then picked my note up and read it in front of everybody. And then she proceeded to tell me that I would never amount to anything other than a burger flipper. I would be pregnant by the age of 16. And a bunch of other shit. Basically, she fucking made me cry. And then she wouldn't let me leave when the bell rang to go to lunch until I stopped crying. Like,
fuck you, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah. And that's a special ed. That's a special ed teacher.
That's fucked off, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And fuck you, Mrs. Johnson. I never got pregnant. So, nah.
I was gonna say, yeah, she still don't have kids. Some name, Mr. Johnson. You never amounted to anything but being a bitch. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting that one there, Amy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to eat.
You know, Ty Spork. He knows Mrs. Johnson. He remembers her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because me and Ty go way back. I've known him since I was 14.
Oh, wow. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I did know that.
Yeah, I brought him over here. I was like, you got to hang out with all these crazy people.
Hell yeah. Understanding bullying. Bullying involves unwanted aggressive behavior that includes a real or perceived power imbalance. It can be physical, verbal, relational, social, or cyber. Prevention strategies. What is the best way to prevent anything? Education, and awareness. Cannot stress it enough how important it is to educate and make your children aware of shit in life. Education and awareness. Teach kids about bullying. Help children understand what bullying is and how to stand up to it safely. Encourage them to speak to a trusted adult if they are bullied or see others being bullied. This might be wrong, but my wife and I taught our kids, look, if you see somebody bullying somebody, you go up and you knock that motherfucker out. You'll never get in trouble for fucking standing up to a bully and doing the right thing when it comes to somebody being bullied and you taking care of it. Because all too often, or especially around here anyway, teachers don't care. It's all part of growing up, they say.
Right.
Make sure kids, no, fuck all that shit. I tried killing myself when I was 9 years old for the first time. It's not okay. It didn't make me a tougher person. It made my life that much more fucking horrible.
Right. Give you so many fucking complexes. Like,
oh yeah, shit, man. Promote empathy and respect. Encourage kids to treat others with kindness and respect. What's up, Remy?
Howdy, howdy.
Good.
Hey, Remy.
I heard that there was a video going on over here about bullying and cyberbullying. And as somebody who used to beat up bullies in high school, I figured that I'd come over here and see what's up.
Oh yeah, well, I appreciate it. That was me. I did it. I got beat up all the time when I was in elementary school and junior high, and I had enough of it when I hit high school, and I walked in there and I fucking said, not happening no more, man.
Yeah, I was always super protective of, like, even like whenever I was like a little kid, I didn't like it when people would get upset. So I always had this. I was raised to never put up with that kind of treatment, and it would behoove me to learn to also do that for other people. And I had a general fondness for other people. So anytime I saw any kind of bullying, I took it very, very personally. And eventually I ended up getting a reputation for getting into fights with bullies. So I was the, I guess, bully. I don't know how you would explain it, but I get exactly treatment about that.
I get exactly what you're saying. I am anti-bully, but I'm not anti-bully. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
being
an equalizer, not so much of a diffuser.
Right. Bullies go out looking to cause pain and harm to people. They go out of their way to do it. That's their mission. Mine, I didn't know. I didn't want to go and knock somebody in the fucking face. But you know what? I wouldn't stand for it.
If you fucking earn one, you fucking earn one.
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
People who
earn
them are people who pick on the helpless and the weak, the smaller.
What's up?
Oh yeah, absolutely not. No,
hey,
you fucked up. What's up, Beast Mode?
So, what's up? So I didn't even know you was live, buddy, until Sharbaddy came over and she's like, I'm over here, and I looked and I saw it was about bullying. So I'm stream sniping, the same as restreaming, just as just the tab or whatever. And so we're I telling everybody to come over here, I dropped your StreamYard link and pinned it in my chat. So
Oh, nice.
what's everybody up to other than talking about? This is a subject that's kind of rough for me. I was bullied pretty bad in school.
Yeah, same here.
Bad.
Same here.
I had people.
Remy's the hero on Remy's the hero on this now, man. I wish I would have had a Remy when I was in school. You know what I mean?
No.
Right?
I've received my own share of bullying, but I was never one to get pushed around. But I always had a really quick temper for people who would pick on other people, especially like those who were like smaller or had like mental disabilities and like stuff like that. Like, absolutely fucking not. I've never stood for it, not even now. And I definitely got that temper from my mom.
Dude, I fucking loved daycare because my brother worked there, and he's my older brother. And like my brother's like 6'4", and like he has been since he was like 14. So yeah, and at daycare, all I had to do was be like, "That's my big brother," and nobody fucked with me.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, at school, I got it a lot.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, and back
it was even stupid shit. Like, all right, my real name is Amanda, but I go by Amy, right?
Yeah.
So I would get shit like Amy is a man, duh.
Oh wow!
Oh, the grade school.
What the fuck?
Gotcha.
That is so fucking childish. Like, I had people call me, because my first name is Donald. Everyone knows that because my dad goes by, I got my dad's same name. So, so they call me Donald Duck, Daffy Duck, Ronald McDonald. They even went so far as to call me a foster child because my last name is Foster. Like, this is anything you can think of, this dumb shit.
And I guess mine would be the weirdest because whenever it comes to like getting made fun of for your name, my first name is Remington, and they would always point out like, oh, you got to have like the special over the top name because I was very eccentric, and I really liked having like very like specific things whenever I would do like a project. I had to do something that kind of stood out, so everybody thought that I was somebody who wanted to show off. And they would always pick on me about my name. Well, not that it ever really bothered me, but as a kid, after you hear it for so long, you start questioning yourself a bunch. So, like, I always had to do that, and that's why I don't really have a big love for my first name. And I know that so many people do, but I actually really don't.
Mine was mine. The one that really started it all for me is right after a movie came out. Like my mom and dad, until I started paying for my own haircut, my mom and dad always made me get my haircut one specific way, and it was a feather. I don't know. Nope, it was a feather, even worse than a bowl cut. I would have gladly had a bowl cut.
Oh, no.
I was short. I've always been the shortest person in every class I've been in. I was kind of chubby still as a kid, and I looked a hell of a lot like the movie character Willow.
Oh, and Willow from the movie Willow?
From the movie Willow, yep. Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's such a great fucking movie. I love
Yeah, well, not for me.
Oh, well.
You know? And that's really when it all started, like when the bullying really got bad and shit. Like
well, I hope that wasn't enough to ruin an awesome movie for you, man. I really hate that though. That sucks.
Yeah. So, because Val Kilmer is one of my favorite actors of all time. So,
hell yeah, absolutely. God, we're getting into some nerdy shit now. I love it.
But let's get back to this. I'm almost done here. Open communication. Talk regularly. Keep the lines of communication open. And this isn't just for bullying. This is for all things, man. Don't not tell your kids about shit, man. The only way to keep them safe is to make them aware of what's out there in the world. Period.
And like I said, teach them about the consequences. Like teach them that their words matter.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
and what to do if things arise. You know, if they run into situations, they know what to do. How
to get it to stop and who to talk to. You know, but like in Amy's case, she was getting bullied by teachers herself. So who the fuck do you go to talk to about that?
I went to
Exactly.
the assistant principal, and by the end of it, Mrs. Johnson was crying and trying to hug me. I'm so sorry. Just get off
Get
me.
your fucking hands off me, bitch. Miss Johnson, fuck you, Miss Johnson. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, my dad pulled up in that school parking lot in his 18-wheeler.
Nice.
Oh
Uh,
god.
I'm, I'm sorry, Miss Johnson, but you're a bitch.
Fuck you, Miss Johnson. You are a bitch. I really want to make you cry. Here you go. I won't go any further because the next line ends with die, and that's probably not good.
But I'd rather punch you in the eye.
I went way drastic. I went way dramatic on my end. So, check in with kids often. Listen to them and understand their concerns. Ask about their day, their friends, and any issues they might be facing. Discuss bullying directly. Start conversations about bullying by asking questions like, what does bullying mean to you? And have you ever felt scared to go to school because of bullying? Support and intervention. Encourage reporting. Make sure kids know how to get help and encourage them to report bullying if it happens. Provide support. Offer comfort, support, and advice to children who are bullied. Ensure they know that they are not alone. School and community involvement. Create a safe environment. Schools and communities should work together to create a safe and inclusive environment. Implement anti-bullying policies and programs and uphold them and stick to them. Engage bystanders. Encourage bystanders to stand up against bullying by showing kindness or getting help. I told my kids to go knock the motherfuckers out. So that's how I handled it. They never did. They never had to, but they did. They did stand up to quite a few bullies, and they'd come home and tell us about it. They got like the Star Kid of the Month and shit for it a couple times and shit, like for real. So, you know,
I was just like so outnumbered.
yeah.
Like I told you, I like cried and begged my parents for years to homeschool me. In elementary school, I was making myself throw up because like they like wouldn't let me go home from school anymore unless I showed them proof that I was sick. So like I'd go into the bathroom and stick my finger down my throat as a little child just so I could get sent home from school because I didn't want to be there that bad.
Mm-hmm. I've heard
And that was a
lot
regular
from,
thing.
yeah, I've heard that a lot from friends and people that I've met over the years. They do very similar things because of bullying.
Yep.
Urquhart says, "Did you guys know that there are professional bullies?"
Yes. It's
That's
sad.
disgusting.
How ridiculous is that, dude?
It's
That's
sad and
disgusting.
pathetic.
What's a professional bully?
They get
Someone
paid
who gets paid to go around and bully people.
Yep. To go around and
Oh, shit.
be that kind of person to specific people.
I have
Like
more
the
respect for a sex worker, like straight up.
Yeah, me too.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel you.
Fuck
They're
yeah.
making people feel good. It's an honest business for honest work.
Yep. Okay. Engage bystanders. Encourage bystanders to stand up against bullying and showing kindness and getting help. Here's some resources. StopBullying.gov. StopBullying.gov offers comprehensive information on bullying prevention, including strategies for parents, educators, and community members. Big Dog Universe, what's up, bro?
What up,
Hey,
sir? I was trying to get
Drew.
oriented here.
What's up, man?
Oh, sorry,
Almost done. Bear with me for one more second. Almost done. Include strategies for parents, educators, and community members. CDCs. The CDC's Youth Violence Prevention provides data and resources on bullying and its prevention, and you can access that stuff all online. It's right there at your fingertips. Stand up to bullies. Fuck all that shit. It's ignorant. It's pathetic, and I really feel sad for the bullies sometimes, if that makes sense. So, that's my little spiel. That's my little spiel. My little presentation. I kept it almost got it right to an hour, so that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. Cheers.
Salute.
And I
What up?
appreciate you letting me share my my trauma with you guys.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
And I'm not. Don't worry. I'm not gonna make money off of Amy's trauma, you guys.
Oh no, dude, I've got so much more than that little bit I told you. Like I've had people bust my ear open with a pine cone. I've had hit me in the side of the head with a pine cone, a big one, and it bust my ear open. I had with PE teachers sitting outside. I had them follow them around, punching me in the back of the head. So I grew up in the time like we had this kid. I don't know if y'all heard about it in y'all's area, but there was a kid around where we lived that killed himself, and it was like all over the news, and it was a big, huge deal. That's around the time I was going to school. Like the teachers didn't even stop bullying hardly at all around where I live. It got bad to the point that a kid killed himself, and stuff. But like they did all that. I've had them get me in a corner and hit me with rubber bands in PE class. They used to, we'd play hangman at the end of class, and whoever got after it was done, whoever was up there would pick who comes up next. Well, they always picked me because they'd always come up while the teacher had his face in the book and everything, not paying attention. They'd come pick me because they slapped me in the face when they picked me. And one day, and I never told because telling just makes it worse. Especially when teachers wasn't even doing nothing about it. It didn't do no good, but I was too much of a puss to stand up for myself either. So, I got a lot of it. But one day, finally, he just happened to be glancing up, and so he's like, "Did you just hit him?" And that was the only fucking reason the teacher ever even found out. But anyway, enough about me.
What's up, Pop?
Starter over here was like, "You beast, you're a big old boy." And I actually had people when the times I did tell, they'd be like, "Oh, you so much smaller than you. There's no way. You can't make me believe they're bullying you." Because I had smaller kids than me. I was just a puss and wouldn't do nothing back. But yeah, they literally wouldn't believe that I was getting picked on because I was much bigger than them.
Yeah. I actually had one bully. He literally broke the cartilage in the back of my ear. He hit me so fucking hard. He knocked me out fucking cold and shit, dude. I had my back turned towards him, and he hit me in the fucking back of the ear, dude. Oh my Jesus! He rabbit punched me, dude. I remember, like, holy fuck! I remember coming to off on the bus floor, dude. My mouth was all bloody because I smacked my face on the floor. Dude, my ear was all swelled up and shit, dude. Like the doctor, when we went and seen the doctor was like, dude, that's the first time I've ever heard any, like, it's broke. I don't know what else to say. Your cartilage in your ears broke, dude. And it's got, I can, like, it's weird. But yeah, dude, he fucking hit me. Like, that's how bullying went for me, man.
Damn. Yeah, bullying used to be beating a guy up, huh?
Oh yeah.
Like when I was a kid, when you guys were kids, I'm sure that when you were getting bullied, it meant a guy was beating your ass and
you were getting roughed up and thrown against lockers and shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Now it's more like, somebody tricking you into, dating somebody that's not even real, and then they tell you they got a penis or something.
That's not really bullying. That's called catfishing.
Right. Yeah.
That all comes down to psychological.
Beast Mode knows all about catfishing.
Well, I was bullied something fierce as a kid, not physically, but mentally.
That's
I was bullied like crazy. I had I was in 6th grade. I'll never forget. And in 6th grade, we had these older kids. They were in 8th grade, and the size difference there, is so great. And the teachers don't think about this sort of thing, but those are like young men basically. I'm a kid, and we're both in the locker room, for gym class, and these 8th graders used to I had a drink in my bag. They tried to steal my drinks and stuff. The implication that they would beat you up was there, but they never did it. It was psychological. And, I got back at my bullies And honestly, I don't. People will say this. They say to stand up to bullies and try to get back at them and stuff. In fact, it was my parents that encouraged me to do this. But I actually disagree with it because I did. I got back at them. They kept stealing my drink. And so one day before school, I took my drink and I dumped it and I put a bunch of other stuff in the drink. It was a Dr. Pepper and I had it was a bottle and I filled it up with all spicy stuff and
Oh yeah.
poop and
Well,
bleach. And I filled this thing up, but I darkened it up so it still looked like Dr. Pepper, and then I resealed it and I glued around the cap so it felt like it was fresh, brand new when they opened it back up, right? And I'll never forget, I just left the bag sitting there. It was the most obvious thing ever. I left my bag sitting there on the bench in the locker room. The kid came up once again, stole my drink, like in front of me, like, as a challenge.
Yeah, ha ha ha.
Yeah, punking me out, basically calling me a punk, saying, like,
what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. So, and I was like, nothing. I let him drink, and he sat there, he drank it, and of course it tasted terrible, but he was so defiant about it. He had already taken a big slug of it, and of course I'm thinking that's so funny, and I'm loving it, and my friends knew I was doing this too, so they're dying laughing. Meanwhile, this kid ends up going to the hospital as a result of this. They had to pump his stomach. The stuff I'd put in there ate the lining of his stomach out. And it corroded his stomach to the point where he basically doesn't have a stomach. Even to this day, the surgery they had to do, they had to replace his stomach basically with a bag on the outside of his body, sort of like a colostomy bag, I guess.
Oh, wow.
And of course, that was me getting back at a bully. And again, my parents it was my mom's idea really to do that. And so I'll never forget the look on his face as it was eating his stomach lining, I guess. And I thought in my head, it was like a Pyrrhic victory. In my head, I thought I'd done
I get it.
Righteous and virtuous. And then of course, a week later when we're hearing back, news at the school, and he's been in the hospital the whole time. And he came this close to dying too. It was very touch and go because they didn't know what had happened. I didn't say anything. He just went to the school nurse, and then they rushed him to the hospital from the school. And of course, he's not going to say what happened because he was bullying and stealing from me. So I got away with it for a while too. And then there was a police investigation, and I did have to attend juvenile detention, a juvenile detention center for a while. But
so see him being a bully to you made you even more of a victim in the long run. Like if he wouldn't have done that, he wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, well, that's messed up that you got pushed to that. But
listen, I don't like to make excuses. I don't like to make excuses. Obviously, I wouldn't have done it if he hadn't been doing that to me. I was a good kid. I was a really good kid.
I don't think that's an excuse. I think that's the reason why it happened.
Well, the problem is with what you're saying is that day the bully turned me into a bully. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I became the bully that day. And then for much of the rest of my life until very recently, I sort of was a bully. After that, there was something, I don't know what it did. It just did something to me at a certain point where it flipped a switch in my brain. Finally, me, the oppressed, had the upper hand for once. And it turned me into a terror. And I didn't realize until very recently in life just how bad it had gotten. And I did. Last year, what kind of turned it all around for me is I spent about 7 to 10 months tricking a man into thinking that he was dating a woman that essentially didn't exist. and then revealing to him when he was live streaming that the woman that he thought he was in love with had a penis, and it ruined his life. It absolutely ruined his life. He was very, very upset about it, and he's still not over it. And he actually relapsed on methamphetamines and alcohol and kratom as a result of that. And I've never done drugs in my life. I'm very anti-drug. I don't care if it doesn't bother me if somebody's into it, but just me personally, I'm not.
It's not for you.
It's not for me. And you know what it used to be? It used to be that I wanted to have my faculties about me so that I could properly bully people. But then it woke me up after I realized just how bad I had messed this guy's life up. It was my moment of going like, oh, now I'm the guy stealing the drink, and I had been for the past 20 something years. And it was that day I realized like I got to stop doing this kind of stuff. And I had just been coasting ever since middle school. I just sort of been coasting on that. And now I'm trying to sort of turn over a new leaf, I guess you would say.
Well, I'm glad. Like, I don't know your past except for what you just told me and shit. And like, I'm glad there's something something's flipped that switch in your head or whatever. I'm glad that's happened to you. And welcome to, this is, let me get this out of here. This is my channel. This is get to know _stop. The stop literally stands for stand tough on pedophilia.
Yep. I've been watching for a little while.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how'd you find the channel, if you don't mind me asking, man?
Man, I don't remember. Somebody gave me the link a little while back, and I've been watching since. But you guys are talking about the bullying thing, and I had to jump in on that because it is pervasive, especially in the internet. I'm talking about back when I was a kid. There was basically no internet, but in the internet age, it is so pervasive. It's a virus. It's a sickness.
Yep.
On culture and on society. And with me, with that guy that I catfished into thinking he was dating a trans person, I guess, it all started with like a very simple thing. He and I were actually friends. That's the sickest part about it. You don't realize, like, because it's very easy to talk crap on and admonish the bully. You know what I mean? Of course, that's an easy target, but what a lot of people don't consider is that many times the bully is actually a victim themselves in some ways.
Yeah.
And, like that kid that his stomach lining got eaten out of his body. It turns, and I didn't know this as a kid, but he had a horrible home life. The whole reason he was a bully is because when he went back home from school, his dad was, bullying isn't even the right term for what his dad was doing to him. His dad was beating the snot out of him every day, sexually abusing him. I learned years and years later, and I'm not going to say the guy's name or anything here. I learned years and years later in a news story that this kid had, his dad had been pimping him out.
Oh my God.
Sexually to neighborhood men or people are in the areas, I suppose, like
Jesus,
just other guys. And he was part of like a network of these guys. And this kid had been tricked out, turned out. He'd done everything. By 8th grade, he'd done everything. So when I had interacted with him for the first time, this kid, he's probably stealing my drinks because he probably didn't have anything at home. You know what I mean? And you don't think about that sort of thing. And the same thing with me where, I was messing with this other guy last year, and that's all because of my trauma from having, sort of ruined that guy's life and eating out his stomach and finding out he's like the victim of pedophilia and stuff after the fact. But, it just psychologically does stuff to you. It's very, very easy to point fingers and everything. But it's oftentimes that finger pointing, it's a circle. You know what I mean? You're pointing those, you got 3 fingers pointing back at you, and then your thumb is pointing up at God. And not that I blame God, but he made everything, And so Yeah, like I was friends with the guy last year. You know, it's funny. It all kind of started. I asked him this very simple question. It was like not. It was meant to be sort of a joke or like just two guys having fun or whatever. But I said to him, I said, I'll say this to you. So imagine if you were on an elevator, right? And this goes to everybody. Anybody can answer this. Imagine you're on an elevator and you stop at a floor. The doors, excuse me, I'm sick. The doors open up, right? And is everybody here straight?
I am.
You are? Is straight? Okay. So imagine the doors open up and on walks your perfect woman. Now, the whole reason I was asking him this question was because I wanted to get a sense of his type. Like I was asking him, like, what is your type? Everybody's kind of got a type. So I was like, imagine on walks your perfect woman. She is, exactly what you love. Like every feature down to the tiniest detail is exactly what you love in a woman. It's like she was built by God and science to be your perfect woman. She's incredible looking. Like if you like a big, banging butt, then she's got that. If you're a breast man, she's got that. She's their hair color, the skin, whatever. She's wearing.
She's what you would design for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dream girl. Yeah.
If you had weird science dream girl software, you would build this woman, right? And she's wearing something skimpy and low, and she just looks sensual. And she walks on and she walks right up to you and she instantly puts her finger on your chest and sort of, a come hither kind of thing. She comes right up to you. She gets right in your ear. You can feel her breath on your neck. I'm like trying to put you in the shoes here. And she says, she leans in real close and you're all red. Your heart is pounding, right? And she says to you, let's have gay sex. Now, what do you do if she says that?
Oh my, I don't know. I don't know. I definitely wouldn't be taking her home. I definitely wouldn't be taking her home.
Why? Why not? She's your perfect woman.
Well, because I'm not gay. I mean, I'm just not that way.
Well, but it's your perfect woman. She just wants to. She just says gay sex. You don't know what that means.
Okay. Well, I'm still not down for that. I'm just not. That's just not me.
Is there any particular reason, or?
I don't know if you can call it a particular reason or not. Like, I mean, I don't really hate anybody, but like, I was raped and molested as a child by a homosexual man. So things for me are kind of,
this is your perfect woman though.
Nope, I'm still good.
Okay. What beast mode? What about you, man? Oh, I can't hear you.
Muted, beast.
What about me specifically?
Like, what would you do if she said that to you? Your perfect woman.
Well, I'd be like, well, baby, I've been a lesbian my whole life, so I'm good with gay sex. Let's do this.
Damn it, you beat me to the joke. Son of a bitch.
Oh my fucking God, man. What about you, dude?
That's good.
Well, the very first thing that I would do is ask for clarification. If she is a she and she says gay sex, what the fuck does that even mean?
Well, so do you think she has a cock?
Well, no, that's where I mean.
Well, this is the clarification. Is she actually a he?
Okay, hey, all right. Now this is okay. See, now it's getting interesting. See, this is exactly what happened when I was asking the guy last year. If she's your perfect woman, she should not have a cock unless you're into cock. So you're kind of saying that your perfect woman might have a cock, right?
I guess you could. I mean, in the long run, I guess you could take it down to that, but that's not what it went to my mind. I'm just saying it,
me and Beast Mode, we know our perfect women do not have cocks.
Yeah, mine don't either.
But then you guys are like, maybe there's a possibility that fucking cock on my perfect lady. So that's what happened with this guy. I said that to him, And I didn't even know where I was going with this when I said it. I just realized like he's kind of admitting this perfect woman would have a cock. And then he reveals to me that he had seen the movie The Crying Game as a kid. Have you ever seen that?
No, I
All
haven't.
right.
It
Spoiler.
sounds familiar, but I don't remember it.
It was a pretty big movie, but this is like the 90s. The spoiler alert for a 30-year-old movie.
Well, hang on one second. Let's get back to the topic. This is going back to the topic of this live stream, right? Because this is okay. Let's just make sure we got that in mind. So
yes, sir. So this movie, spoiler alert, it turns out that the female protagonist in it is trans, and there's a lovemaking scene where suddenly it's revealed that she has a cock, right? And he apparently saw this movie as a kid and it traumatized him. So this entire made up scenario that you know we were kind of having fun with a second ago, it did something to this guy's head. And he sort of started obsessing over this and this idea of having this perfect woman who has a cock. And then I sort of gave him that woman and made him believe that he was dating a woman like that. Now, again, I would never do this now. This is I realize now the error of my ways. But at the time, I just thought it was so funny. And mostly based on that elevator question. And he has spiraled out of control. Again, he lost his grip on with drug use, and I that especially gets to me. And I don't know how to, as a former bully, I guess what I'm saying is I don't know how to make it up to him on this. I don't know how to, because I've said sorry, and I've said sorry as much as I can and as many times in many ways as I can. But that was 7 months or whatever of his life down the drain. He believes his life was ruined as a result. And so that's it's an interesting thing where when we talk about the topic of bullying, and I've been a part of these conversations before, I've seen people talk about this before. It's been a recurring thing in my life that I've had to consider. The one thing that nobody ever talks about is if someone is a bully, what do they do to sort of repent, I guess? And yeah. I've never heard a good answer on this.
I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I think maybe like learn to forgive yourself, man. Yourself.
Okay. Maybe that might be true. Maybe I need to forgive myself before he can forgive me.
Because if you're truly sorry for what you did, you know what I mean, and you really wanted to change, and you really changed your life around, then I mean, if you've apologized to him and he doesn't, you can't force somebody to accept your apology. All you can do is just apologize, be good with yourself that you apologize, and forgive yourself, man, and don't return to that again. You know what I mean? Be a spokesman for against it. You know what I mean? Shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I guess. Part of the issue is he contacts me nonstop and, kind of cries about it and complains. And, I say like, man, I've done everything I can do. I cannot give you back the time. If I could give him back the time, I would give him back the time. If I had a time machine, I would undo it 100%. Yeah.
I think most of us would.
Yeah. But I can't. That's not possible. Yeah. It's obviously impossible. I can't do that. And so, what do you do? And there's a part of me that's starting to worry that, in a way, I was sort of acting as his girlfriend in that time. And now I think he might be like in love with me. Like, I think he might have actually confused those feelings. And that's why he kind of, keeps coming back. He sort of contacted me like an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend would. And
well, the question: how long was this going on? How long was you talking to him as his quote unquote girlfriend? How long was this period of time?
Around 7 months.
And how intimate did you get with this guy? Did y'all say personal things? Did it go to sexual talk?
We went all the way as far as you can go on the internet.
Well, my question is are you sure you didn't like it?
I definitely did not enjoy it sexually in any way. Again, my perfect woman would not have a cock. I'm definitely positive of that. I was getting off, but on torturing him.
No, you take this however you want. You're an asshole.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I
I
mean?
agree. I know. I
Straight
agree.
up.
Yeah.
And you're an awesome show. So thank you for hanging out with us.
You know what I mean? Like I give most people a platform and shit to talk about whatever. Like I'm not saying you're an asshole now. Like I don't judge you for what you did. I only known you for a minute, so maybe there is a good guy in there somewhere. Maybe we're seeing him right now.
Yeah, I hope. I hope so, and I think so, and I'm trying. Every day I'm trying. I'm trying to get right with
That's all you
my
can
God.
do, man.
But it just feels terrible because having been a victim of bullying myself so long ago, and then watching myself transform. And I'll say this is another thing that doesn't really get talked about a lot is when you are the bully, you're almost watching from a seat above you. So it's almost like an out of body experience where you're watching yourself go down this path and it's like slipping out of your own control and you just keep going deeper. It's a little bit like drug addiction, I think, in that way, in that you're not trying to do this. You're not meaning to even, but then every little thing kind of leads to another and it keeps going and going and going like that. And, it took, this moment from last year to really wake me up to all of this because he's a good guy. Again, I consider him a friend. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I fully admit I am an asshole, and I did find it extremely funny that he fell in love with a girl he thought had a penis.
Well, to each their own, I guess. I just don't believe in hurting people, man.
Yeah, same.
That shit was fucked up. But
same. Certainly, with the kids thing especially too, it's like that's a hard line. That's the thing that makes me such a hypocrite about this is like if somebody did anything untoward.
So question. You said there was you said that like there was like a whole news thing on this boy that with the stomach thing and everything. What was? Where could we find that at? It does seem interesting to see that boy's story.
That would
it'd be public. It'd be public knowledge if it was in the papers, so it could definitely be looked up.
That would have been over 15 years ago. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, small town outside of Richmond, Virginia. I don't know.
I'm not asking you to dox yourself. I'm just saying, like, it'd be cool to see, the facts of what you're saying.
It'd be a local paper from over 15 years ago from that time. I can't tell you where to find it now. Maybe on their website. I don't know.
What was the?
I don't want to give the guy's name. I'd give you his name. And
I'm not asking for the guy's name.
Hang on, let's not beat around the bush about this, okay? Like we're just trying to make sure that you're not over here trying to fuck my shit up. You know what I mean? Like I got a really important message on my channel, and I try to stick with that. You know what I mean? And there are people that are here on this panel and in my chat. They're really protective of this channel, man. Like, so there's some people just thinking that you're just trying to fuck the channel over. You know what I mean? Like do a porn bomb or I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that that's how people want it. That's how some people are. You know what I mean? Some people think you're a fucking troll and you're gonna do whatever. But I'm giving you the opportunity. I got faith in you. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about it right now, so we're good. I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah, no, it's not. It's nothing like that.
But they're just trying to check and make sure the story is straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's everything I said is legit. The I take the message of this channel extremely seriously. Personally,
I appreciate it.
But the kids stuff, it's a hard line. It's 100%. That's it's over at that. I don't know how much you've spoken maybe in the past about pizza, such and such. I don't want to say the term because YouTube doesn't like it too much, but
they cannot like it because it hasn't done anything to me yet. And we call things by what they are here. That's one of the main things of this channel too. We call things what they are here because that's how important they are.
I'm talking about gate pizza.
Yeah, you can say if that's what it is, that's what it is, man.
Yeah, because I don't know how much you know about that, but that was
I know a bit.
that was my wake up call to all this. I thought I was one of those people that thought that couldn't be true. It was one of those like conspiracy theory things. And I went there. I actually went to the place, the pizza place, where they said there's no basement and all this stuff. And I went there with my own eyes and saw a video of it. I saw it on, and I went there to debunk it. And I ended up becoming a believer by going there. And so I know all too well. And it was actually not long after that I found that story about the guy from school. I've actually uncovered several, excuse me, I've uncovered several pedophile rings and busted pedophiles before. I have a YouTube channel as well. And that's a thing I take very seriously, and I do a lot of work. I do a lot of work in that field. So yeah, I have no intention of undoing anything like that for you.
POD awful. Well, okay, cool. Like I didn't like, at first before that's why I let you backstage for a second. And I was like, it's always a gamble on when you're gonna let somebody come up on panel that you don't know. You know what I mean? So like I've been porn bombed before, and it is what it is. But I don't know.
No, I mean I'm literally the guy that proved that at least part of Pizzagate is true. I'm very serious about this. I got a law made in Maine specifically to bust a specific pedophile that had been a horrific nuisance in Augusta, Maine. It's called the Robert Robinson, or they nicknamed it the Robert Robinson Law, but that's the guy. I don't think that's the official name of the law or anything, but this is a very, very serious topic to me. I just came on because you guys are talking the bullying thing. It's just something I've been struggling with lately.
Yeah, well, drop your channel, man, so we can check your channel out.
Yeah, it's called Pod Awful. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Pod Awful.
What are we talking about?
Can you type in chat? It'd be a lot easier for me to bring it up.
Yeah. Hang on a second. In the backstage chat here, or
either one.
All right.
And it's I guess this is kind of weird how this worked out tonight. Like, we're up here talking about anti-bullying stuff, and here we have an ex-bully coming up here talking about how he was a bully and getting a different perspective. I guess you never really hear from the bully's aspect of why they did shit. You know what I mean? I don't. Yeah.
Well, that's why I wanted to do it. It's it's tough. Like I do. You said before you weren't sure if I was like trolling or whatever. I mean, I think most people would consider me a troll. It's not what I'm here to do, but I think most people would think that of me. And I guess it's a kind of fair assessment because I always think I'm just fucking with people online and it's a joke, but I definitely went over the line with that stuff I was talking about, and I'm aware of it, and I am repentant for it. I thought it was just silly fun and games online, and it was much, much, much more than that.
Well, I'm glad you decided to fucking change your shit, man. That's good.
I did not bring troll friends to the chat. That's not true. I don't know why that person's saying that. I didn't bring anybody here.
I'm like way behind too. I'm always way behind in my chat.
I have no idea what's going on. What are we talking about?
So this started out as as an anti-bullying and cyberbullying awareness. It's Awareness Monday. I tried to put out awareness shit on Monday that goes along with the channel, and that's just what I've been doing. So that's how I started out, and then he came up here and we just kind of. He's an ex-bully. He does some fucked up shit, and he's just giving us, I don't know, just learning about some new shit. He realized what he did was fucked up, and
Well, I dropped your link, bro. I mean, I'll be honest with you. You can call me a dick if you want, but I think there might be some truth in some of the stuff you're saying, because looking upon your channel, you do quite a bit of trolling, saying about ruining people's marriages and stuff. But I think you came up here and you started a conversation out, and you kind of blended yourself in with the conversation to get off on troll points and stuff and everything. It's funny. Don't get me wrong. It's funny. And I know you're going to record this. It'll be on your channel.
No chance.
It's cool, but I'll be honest. That's what I think you're doing. but you're funny. But this is a serious subject, so at the same time, it's kind of being a dick.
I'm serious about every single thing I've said. Every single thing I've said is true. You did a very cursory search of my channel. You misread the thing about ruining marriages. I was saying somebody else ruined the marriage on that. I know exactly what you're referencing, and you will find
there's quite a few things on here, but you troll other people's videos. A lot of people do it. It's all good.
That's not what I do. But the you will not find a single thing on my channel of me recording going on other people's streams like this. I'm not recording this at all. I have no intention of playing this on my own thing. Actually, probably the most proud thing that I've ever done through my own channel, my own show, was I took part in a panel that was about cyberbullying, and it actually had a kid on the panel. It was a young man. He was 17, and he was going through an extremely hard time being bullied in school. And the panel was hosted by an older fella. And I, as a person, as a former bully, I could not stand the advice this guy was giving this kid, because I knew, remembering being a kid myself and being bullied, that the advice he was being given was bad, because it was giving him a victim complex. And I think I gave this kid some extremely good advice. And from what I've heard, he's actually doing pretty well now. Obviously, he's older now, but from what I've heard, he's doing much, much better now. And it's one of my absolute proudest moments in the whole thing. It wasn't trolling at all. It was legitimate advice and telling him my own story and things like that. I like to jump on these panels just like you guys do and anyone else does. Doesn't mean I'm doing something nefarious by doing this.
Right. and I mean, coming in with the story you got, whatever, and there's people that's going to think that, but I appreciate Beast Mode saying something. Like, I'm not going to lie, I thought about it myself, and I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm all right. Like,
yeah, man, you're fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's ruined.
Cool. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta stay true to myself. And one thing I always said on here is I will always give everybody a chance to come in here with a clean slate, not look at their, you know what I mean? But there are some people in here that want to keep this channel safe. So that's why,
yeah, man. I'm just happy to be here and to give my 2 cents, and that's it.
Appreciate you coming
but
on.
If there's any, I don't know. Cool. I'm not looking at chat right now. I just saw the one that came up on screen. If there's anybody here claiming they're here for me or because of me, I didn't bring anybody here at all.
Well, I
no connections to anybody else here. Promise.
Okay. Well, Amy and Jersey, like, you guys know what you guys can time them out and shit for 24 hours. It's all good. Do what you got to do. That's why you guys still got to run.
Yeah, man.
But
yeah, I just was trying to jump in and give a little bit of perspective, and a lot of bullies are bullied, and it's easy to forget that. It really is.
I'm just saying, like for my moderators and shit, and my regulars over here, like, you guys know how I am. Like, I have to be true to myself, and I have to give everybody that equal chance to come in with this clean slate. So
if it is true.
So if it is true and you're sorry, I'm glad you're here. And if it's not, I hope you change your ways. You know what I mean? Just for your own sake.
Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that because it is true, but yeah.
Okay. Well, hell yeah, I believe you. I believe people, dude. So, like, maybe that's a downfall for me in some cases, but I don't know. I got you, bro. I get it, man.
Hell yeah, for sure.
But I'm actually going to shut this live stream down. I'm going to start another live stream in about a half an hour. I got to eat something. I've been at work all fucking day long, but I'm going to shut this one down. I'm going to start another one in about a half an hour, and then we can just do whatever we want on that one. You want to stop by? If you want to stop by, you're more than welcome to. You're more than welcome to.
I appreciate you having me on. This is you got a good channel. You're doing a good thing, and we like what you do. So.
Okay.
Well, after looking at some of your stuff, you ain't like physically going panel to panel trolling. You are, trolling certain people's like things. Like a lot of people do it, like they look going back and watching some of the videos, giving commentary on it and what stuff they said in it.
Right. Yeah.
And
It's like
stuff
that.
like that. And a lot of people do that because that's what Scotto and his crew does. So that's cool. I mean, he don't seem like I didn't look at much of him, but yeah, he might be all right. I just sorry if I seem like a dick, but
No,
I've seen
hey,
a lot of trolls and a lot of them are real smooth about acting like they care about the subject, and then you throw it in the whole what would be your perfect woman if it had a dick or not. That was a very good trolling point right there. So I was like, this dude's it was funny though. Don't get me wrong, it's funny. It's good content. But you don't. We don't. I didn't want you to destroy what he's trying to put out there. The
No,
actual point of what this was for.
I'm definitely a silly guy. I definitely do silly stuff, and but
we do a lot of normal hangouts, dude. You would fucking kill it hanging out with us, just talking shit. We do a lot of those, man. Just when
Yep.
it's serious, we don't want it. What he's trying to put out there, just be shit to get shit into a laugh. You know what I'm saying? It's not bullying, pedophilia. The shit ain't funny. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
I'm not saying it's got to be Tommy down a downer all the time, but it don't need to be tarnished to where it's made into a joke. Is all I'm saying.
I got you. Yeah. No, definitely. I take the stuff seriously. Again, I did the predator busting thing for a while as well. I take that serious. I actually caught a guy who was trying to pick up kids. He's driving an ice cream truck, literally an ice cream truck driver, trying to pick up. I've got video of it of me, but this is in New York City. I busted this dude. He was outside of a school. He's a real ice cream truck driver. I got him fired from the job and everything. It's very, very serious stuff. But it's hard to get a good. I understand if you look at my channel, you might not understand. It's hard to get a good idea of what it is I do. But a lot of my stuff got taken off of YouTube because YouTube isn't too friendly to that kind of stuff sometimes. But yeah, that's all true. That's all my real deal. So anyway, I'm hoping that I can make it up to this guy that I fucked with before.
Hell yeah, definitely come back and hang out with us, man. Like we do lots of just like fucking hang out, get drunk streams, and act like idiots. You know what I'm saying?
Thursday night's the best night for that over here. I do Thursday night chill in the chat, and open topic for open-minded people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, hell yeah. You're welcome to come back by anytime until you fucking, everybody is, so I appreciate it, man.
Man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Yep. Thanks for coming up.
All right.
All right. I'll see you guys all in about half an hour, man.
All right, man.
Sorry. All right. Make sure you come back. I'll be here. All right, everybody. This is GTK. I'm getting out of here. I'll see you back here in about half an hour. I'm going to get something to eat. I'm fucking starving. And with that being said, laters.